I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Stephen Woessner. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
Fantastic. Thank you very much for inviting me. And Monday, best day of the week. So I'm stoked.
Love it. Well, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Just got back home after a week in Disney for some business and some fun. So I'm ready to get the week started.
Now, was it business and fun or fun and business?
No, it was definitely business and fun, but it was a whole lot of fun though too,
That's
for sure.
That's great to hear. Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
You know, I think it's really if I have a talent in connecting, it's really that. And one of the great things about having my own show, Onward Nation, is I'm sure you've experienced with yours too, is that having a podcast that produces or that shares great content with your audience really opens the door to meet some really new and interesting and fun people, and expand your network. And so that's how you and I cross paths, and I'm excited.
Well, that's amazing, right? The connections and the way we do connect in the world now. I'm speaking to you and you're hearing me all the way from Trinidad at the drop of my voice. Isn't that fascinating?
Well, it is fascinating, and it really shows how small this really big world has become, and the fact that we can have these conversations in real time, and be able to exchange information and be able to grow and develop as a result of that. I mean, that's kind of awesome.
It is definitely. Well, do tell us onward and onward and onward how you go ahead with Onward Nation podcast and what you offer there, please.
Well, so Onward Nation was set up to be a daily podcast. So, Monday through Friday, so that business owners could learn from other business owners and how to think, act, and achieve, and more specifically, how to build and scale their business. So, we talk about everything from critical skills to daily habits to mentoring and leadership, hiring the right people, strategy. And then also those not so great moments, that have been a big challenge, or those colossal failures, and how in the world, like more specifically, not just the failure, but then how in the world somebody got past that and then was able to move on to build a great business. And so, we just aired episode, I think 640 this morning.
Wow. Congratulations.
And thank you. And it's been phenomenal. But also, like, I would record the interviews even if nobody listened. And we have listeners in 120 countries, but I would do that even if nobody listened, because I learned, like, selfishly, I learned so much from our guests, and it's an incredible gift.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, who did you learn the ability to understand that value definitely derives from the opportunity to learn?
Well, I think that's just something I've learned along the way, throughout my career, almost 25 plus years now, but I've also had some really incredible mentors along the way, who have stressed to me that the business owners that succeed are the ones who never stop learning. And I just naturally love to learn. So, applying that kind of ingredient into my recipe was easy to do because it just aligns with me as a person. And then being able to hang out with really super smart people every Tuesday when we do our interviews, it's just been a phenomenal experience.
There are the challenges that go with learning. One of them mainly is you get to realize how much you do not know.
Amen to that.
I'd like to know, Stephen, why will you continue to repeat the process of learning?
Well, because I think it's because of exactly what you just said, and the fact that, ongoing, I would rather continue to learn and find my gaps in areas that I don't know something and have an opportunity to fill it, as opposed to, aimlessly wandering through life and sort of being ignorant of what I don't know. And so I don't know if it's like Maslow's hierarchy or trying to use more of my brain. I don't know what the psychology is behind it. I just know that I have an insatiable desire to learn as much as I can about a variety of different topics and to really go deep in those areas. Now, there are just a few areas that I have some depth of knowledge. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know and that I probably never will study and achieve depth. But the things that really interest me, I just love to keep digging and finding new stuff.
And what's one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Make mistakes.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, most definitely. Right? Yeah.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I think it. I don't know if it was Ben Franklin, or Edison, but one of our luminaries in the past said that unless somebody is trying something new, unless somebody is making mistakes, then they're not trying anything new. And, we're never going to be successful the first time out of the gate. And the only way we're going to get better is by skinning our knees or, bruising an elbow from time to time. And unless we experience that, then we're not really truly pushing ourselves. So if I'm consistently making mistakes, it means I'm trying something new. And, eventually I want to make new mistakes and not the same ones over and over again. But goodness, there's been, that's happened to me before too, as it does for everybody. But so making mistakes is an important process in learning.
Amazing audience. You're hearing it live here from Stephen Woessner. Again, you can connect with him. He is the podcast host of Onward Nation, a podcast. Is there anywhere else you'd like to point people to connect with you, Stephen?
So onwardnation.com is certainly a great place. As you mentioned, predictiveroi.com is my actual business. So Onward Nation sits out front of our core business, which is Predictive ROI. And then, if your listeners want to find me on LinkedIn, they're certainly welcome to do that and connect there. But that'd be great.
Yeah, and for the podcasters that are listening as well, like you have an amazing book called Profitable Podcasting, right? Which is a pretty in-depth understanding of how to make your podcast profitable through your business, right? Well, make your business profitable through your podcast. Yeah, got that wrong side, right? Well, Stephen, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Stephen, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Gosh, my earliest childhood memory. This might sound kind of silly, but it was that, Christmas when I think I was probably about 5 or 6 when my parents, got me this game called Tin Can Alley. And I thought it was just so great that I could be like this little marksman sharpshooter in my pajamas. And so that was an early memory. But then also my earliest memories, they all revolve around family. My family immigrated here from Greece and Turkey. I'm the second generation. And so any of my earliest memories, whether that's Christmas, like I just mentioned, or birthday parties or other holidays, or just, a family dinner in the evening, it was always about family. So those are my memories.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Well, I mean, my teammates here at Predictive ROI, as well as my family members, know that is always family first. Whether somebody needs time off, just because, to be with somebody who came in from out of town unexpectedly, or needs some additional time off because somebody's struggling with something, or just to celebrate something, that family is always first, always. No matter if we're trying to work real hard to build a business or whatever, but family always comes first. And that's just a lesson that I learned very early on.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
I love the idea of the marksman in his pajamas. You're definitely that guy who takes his time, gets ready, and then fires, and then aims. Or should we say he aims and then he fires? Which one is it?
Aims first.
Yeah.
Fires second. So in business, I think that is something that I certainly try to apply. It doesn't happen all the time. I get excited about an idea, then it leads to a big mistake. But I do try to follow that rhythm in business for sure.
Yeah, and there you were as a little child doing that, right? Pretty fascinating, right?
That's interesting. I never ever thought about it from that perspective, so I'm grateful. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
When I was 12, I bet it was let's see, when I was 12, I bet it was Rock Me Amadeus by Falco. And although, my wife still laughs at me today because, the words Rock Me Amadeus, the name of the song, I thought I'm horrible at song lyrics, and I thought the name of the song was Rock Me Hot Potatoes. And so I would be singing that song as Rock Me Hot Potatoes, and it was just, and I'm sure making a fool of myself to everybody who actually knew what it was.
Wonderful. Well, my friend, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Stephen?
Yes, I am.
Stephen, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Sure. It's my wonderful Trinidadian accent. Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yeah, absolutely. My leadership team, Catherine Bessler and Eric Jensen here at Predictive ROI, and all of our teammates. Absolutely, succession planning is important.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes, daughter who's 11.
All right. Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yep, 5.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, all day, pretty much.
Stephen, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Stephen Woessner, what would you say that is?
Fear and procrastination are the enemies of success.
Love it. Stephen, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for the invitation from both you, and thank you for your audience for their time and attention. And I'm grateful for that. I really enjoyed our conversation. We all have the same 86,400 seconds in a day. And the fact that you invited me to be a guest on your show means a lot to me. Thank you for the invitation.
I love it. You took my last question, right? How many seconds does it have in a day? That's wonderful. Well, Stephen, thank you again, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.